Alright, guys, we're back. I took last week off, but I do have a ranking of horror and thriller films from S to F, down to haven't seen but interested, haven't seen no opinion, and not interested. So, kick it off with 10 Cloverfield Lane. I haven't seen it. I have not watched any of the I watched the first Cloverfield and wasn't a big fan of it, so the rest of the movies were just kind of there. Seal Station, I haven't even heard of that. So I'm not going to say I'm not interested. I'm not going to say I'm interested. I'm going to end up looking up a trailer for it after I'm done making this. But yeah. Reanimator. I know there's a lot of fans of Reanimator. I'd say it's entertaining. It's not necessarily my type of film, but it is entertaining enough. 28 Days Later, I'm going to put it in A, near perfect. It's a must see. Different take on the genre. Different take on the whole zombie genre. Sweeney Todd. I want to put it in masterpiece, and that's simply my opinion. Fantastic Planet. And just going by the thumbnail, I'm gonna say not interested. This one, I don't want to pronounce it wrong. And I did not make this list, so I'm seeing this as you guys are. I think that's Akira. Either Akira or Aquila. Yet another one that I will be looking up a trailer for. 30 Days of Night. Once again, it's a nice take on the vampire genre. The ABCs of Death. This is a weird one because there is one scene in particular that is very hard for me to watch. It's hard for a horror movie to hit that nerve, so I'm gonna put it in B. Really good, even though it's a really low budget horror film. The short stories are enough, and it does manage to hit that nerve that not many have been able to hit for me. I'm also really blind, so some of these I may not really recognize what they are. American Psycho. I'm gonna put it in A. Near Perfect. It's a great thriller. I remember watching it when I was younger. My mom watching it, rather. Let me see if I can. Is there a way to enhance? No. Zoom. Here we go. Whoa. Hold up. Close that ad. Now. Arachnophobia. See, I would not have seen what that was. I'll put it in really good as well. And I can't. Alright, now I'm just gonna zoom if I can't tell what the deal is. Candyman. It made Tony Todd the household name that he became. Made him a horror icon. There's no question, it's gotta go S tier. Is that the first Children of the Corn? Is really the only. Yeah. And that is going to go A tier. For me, it's really one of the only Children of the Corns worth watching. I'm gonna throw Cloverfield in Not My Thing. That is the one that I did watch, and I just wasn't a fan of it. I do like found footage, but that it was too much. Didn't see enough of the creature, and when you did, it was just glimpses. It reminded me a lot of like a low budget Godzilla film. The original Creature from the Black Lagoon, I'm gonna go really good. I want to put it in A, but I feel A tier is getting pretty crowded. The Crow, S tier. There's no question. Dracula, I believe this is the original Bela Lugosi Dracula as well. S tier. Is that the original, or is that the first Escape Room or the sequel? That is the first one. You know what? We're just gonna leave it at this. Because I'm blind and I can't see. Escape Room. I haven't seen it, but I am interested in it. Evil Dead 2. You can go really good. It was a excellent follow-up to the first Evil Dead, which I still hold in high regards. Frankenstein, the original, do and shit, or do really good. It's I'm not a big fan of like the 50s and 60s horror movies. Um, I should be, but I'm not. Frozen. I think this is, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna look something up really quick because I want to say I've seen that and I really enjoyed it, but I'm not 100% on that one. Let's see. Okay, I haven't seen that one, but it, after looking up the description, it does seem interesting. Happy Death Day. It was entertaining. I loved the premise, the whole Groundhog Day, but with death instead of, just reliving your day. I really enjoyed that. House of Wax. It was actually a good remake. It wasn't bad. I Am Legend. I have not seen the movie, and I'm not really that interested in it. Everything that I'd heard about it just didn't seem good. Interview with a Vampire. It was entertaining. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember it to be very entertaining. I actually own this one, but I have not seen it. I just haven't had the time to sit down and watch it. Antichrist. Oh, I tried watching it. I tried, but I couldn't get into it. I can see the appeal. The only reason I started watching it was because I had been told about it by a friend. And I was like, okay, that seems cool. I'll give it a shot. Typically, if a friend tells me about something, I will give it a shot. But that I couldn't even finish, so I'm just throwing it in, not interested. Let Me In. I've never seen it. Never even heard of Let Me In. Mama. This one might. I want to put it in F tier. I do. I'll put it in D. Not my thing. I've never been big on things happening to children or surrounding children, so that threw me for a complete loop in the film itself. Nosferatu. I know I just said that I wasn't a big fan of the older horror movies, but it is a masterpiece. If you've never seen the original Nosferatu, the silent film, do yourself a favor, check it out. If I'm not mistaken, I found it for free on YouTube. Pet Sematary, the original Pet Sematary, that is. I'm gonna put it in near perfect must see. That was one of those that got me hooked on Stephen King. Phantasm, yet again, near perfect must see. The Tall Man. Hitchcock's Psycho. Once again, I think it was the later movie that my mom was watching, and a lot of these horror movies that I've seen, a lot of the older ones I watched with my mom when I was younger, I want to say it was like the remake from, what was it, 2000, 2001, something like that. But that caused me to go back and watch the original. Resident Evil. It's gonna go in entertaining. The first one, I would say the first couple, I was a big fan of. However, as it went on, it just got more convoluted. Scream 2, one of Wes Craven's best. Near perfect must see. It wasn't quite a masterpiece. Now, the first Scream I would throw in the masterpiece section, but that one, not so much. Silent Hill, entertaining. Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2 had some very fun points, especially for a fan of the video game series. Sleepy Hollow. I know it had its problems, but I'm putting it in B. And just because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. Smiley. Now, I haven't seen this one. I'm interested in it. I haven't seen it mainly because one of my friends has told me not to watch it. Said that it's terrible, blah blah blah. And I would like to see it. I just haven't found it for free. I just don't want to spend the money on something that a friend has told me, hey, you're not gonna like this. Suspiria, I have not seen either one. I do need to go back and watch it, both of them, because I've heard from several people that they are phenomenal movies. The Wolfman, put in really good. Like I said, the older ones are not necessarily my thing, but I'm not going to knock every movie based on, whether I'm not going to knock every movie because, oh, well, I don't like that era of horror movies. The Boy, I'm throwing it in F tier. It's garbage. I hated it. Hated the fact that it got a sequel. I refuse to watch the sequel because I hated it that much. The Craft. The Craft was really fun. It was actually my introduction to witchcraft type things in horror and TV and all that. The Mist. The Mist was entertaining. I thought the ending was a shock, which I think that's what it was meant to do. I think it was meant to be one of those like shock to the system type deals. The Purge. I think that's the first Purge, anyways, or the original Purge. I'm gonna put it in near perfect must see. The original Purge was it was great. Like, it had a great premise to it. Didn't necessarily need a sequel, but it's went on to spawn multiple, and yeah. Signs. It's not my thing. I'm not a big fan of um, aliens, I guess you'd say. Like, I can't think of one alien film aside from Aliens. Like, one film based around aliens outside of Aliens and Predator that I actually enjoyed. The Witch, I think is what it's called. Even though it's two V's to make the W. Haven't seen it, but I am interested in it. 13 Ghosts, had some great kills in it. But I do see the problems with it, so I'm going to put it in really good. I do think that it's one of the better remakes, and they are apparently in the works of creating a 13 Ghosts TV series, or whatever you want to call it, for Netflix, which I am extremely hopeful for. Tremors, very fun movie. Very, very fun. I would put the first one in A tier. Van Helsing is entertaining. It's not great, but it's not bad. There are issues, and I found it to be very fun. The Wicker Man, I'm not interested. The only thing I know about that movie is the whole not the bees. That's all I know about it. World War Z. Haven't seen it, so I have no opinion. I haven't really wanted to see it. It came out at a time where zombies were very overdone. So I just, even to this day, I'm still burnt out on zombies. Zombieland, on the other hand, I'm going to put Zombieland in masterpiece, even though it is so far from a masterpiece, it's not even funny. It's one of those I can watch at any point in time and just have fun with. And I want to say that's what the S tier is. Like, S tier, I don't have to be in any certain mood for, I can just throw it on and have fun, which is exactly where The Lost Boys is going. Alright. Have to unzoom a little bit. Coraline. Now, I tried to watch this with my daughter when she was younger, and she wasn't into it. And I'm not that big of a fan of claymation, so I have no opinion on it. Alien, once again, goes into masterpiece. One of the only movies about aliens that I truly liked. Let's see. Angel's Egg. I have never seen it. Have no opinion on it. A Quiet Place. It's not my thing. Once again, aliens and just it's been everything alien wise tries to recapture aliens, I guess you'd say. Nightmare on Elm Street, it's gotta go top tier. I'm a slasher fan. I love slasher films, and that's top of the top. Annabelle. Now I'm bouncing between D and F. I'm gonna say more along the lines of F. They're they're trying to sell a story as real, and it's so far from real. It's not even funny. As Above, So Below. I haven't seen it, but I am interested in it. Autopsy of Jane Doe. Once again, have not seen, but I am interested. Black Swan. Not interested. I remember when it came out. They're just nothing about it screamed to me, I guess you'd say. Cabin in the Woods. It was entertaining. It was fun, but ultimately it's one of those I have to be in the mood for. Cannibal Holocaust. Now, I remember everybody telling me that was so real and all of this, and some of it may have been. I'm not going to say all of it, but even the bits and pieces that had the possibility of being real was just insane. I want to say Cannibal Holocaust was the one that had real animal deaths in it. But then again, I could be thinking of Faces of Death. Child's Play. Slasher fan, it's gotta go in S tier. Clockwork Orange, S tier. It is without a doubt a masterpiece when it comes to horror. Conjuring 2. I'm not interested. After the first Conjuring and Annabelle, I'm done with that series. Crimson Peak, I have not seen, so I have no opinion. Dark Water, I have not even heard of this, so I have no opinion. Dead Silence, I'm gonna put it in A tier. It was extremely fun. I love going back and watching it. As a matter of fact, I want to go back and watch it with my daughter, just to creep her out a little bit. Doctor Sleep, I haven't seen this one, but I am interested just because it's the sequel to The Shining. Don't Breathe, I haven't seen, so I have no opinion. I vaguely remember when it came out, but if something just doesn't scream to me, then I'm not really. I don't necessarily watch it unless it shouts to me. Donnie Darko is going near perfect must see. Extremely fun movie. Delves into psychology and all that fun stuff. Drag Me to Hell, it was entertaining. I was able to watch it once and have fun with it, but that was about it. Maybe if I go back and watch it again, I'll still have fun with it, but I've just never had the want to go back and watch it again. Elvira, I want to say that's Mistress of the Night. It's gonna go in B. I liked it once, but I can't necessarily go back and watch it a second time. Perfect, what is that? Perfect Blue? I have never heard of that. So, Perfect Blue, haven't seen, no opinion. Eraserhead, I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen it. I'll throw it in interested, just because it is one of those that catches my eye. Evil Dead the remake, I'm gonna put it in A just because the original is going in S, and these top two tiers are getting really flooded. Exorcism of Emily Rose, it was fun and entertaining, but it's not something that I'll go back to quite as often as the others. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, not my thing. That was one of the ones that my mom actually really enjoyed, and I wasn't a big fan. Final Destination 1, masterpiece. Friday the 13th. Now, I'm weird, because while I am a slasher fan, I guess you'd say, not that big on Friday the 13th. And I'm also not that big on another another franchise that's coming up. Get Out. I haven't seen it, but I am interested. Uh, just haven't had a way to watch it outside of buying it, and I'm to that point where I don't want to buy something and not know if I'm gonna like it or not. Like, I just don't want to spend that type of money. Green Inferno, not interested. Cannibalism does nothing for me in horror. Now, I did manage to make it through Cannibal Holocaust, and there was a episode of a TV show called Fear Itself that I actually enjoyed. But that was about it as far as like cannibalism goes. I've never been a big fan. Gremlins 1, masterpiece. It's both a Halloween and a Christmas movie. Halloween 2018, not interested. Halloween, the original. It's going up here with Jason. I'm not a fan of Michael Myers. Hellraiser 1, masterpiece, without question. You know, there's a reason that a Hellraiser game was announced, and it was huge, especially for a single player experience. Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, near perfect. It's not quite on the level that the first one was, but it is right there with it. Hereditary, I haven't seen it, but I am interested. I meant to watch it before it was taken off of Netflix, and I never got around to it. Hills Have Eyes, the remake, it's not my thing. I bought it when it first came out and just wasn't a big fan of it. The original's right there with it. And that's not saying that it's a bad movie. It's just not my cup of tea. And you know, overall, that's all this boils down to is opinions. Hostel, Hostel was entertaining. It wasn't. It was a great concept, but not quite there. Hush. Once again, I haven't seen it, but I'm interested. Great concept. The whole, you know, deaf person being chased by a serial killer just sounds amazing. I have never even heard of this. The fact that it's a cartoon makes me wonder why it's on a horror and thriller list. Inferno, never heard of it. Insidious 1, I'm gonna put it in B tier. it was fun. It really was. And I still remember catching little things in that movie that they hid in the background, and the whole tiptoe through the window ambiance was through the roof on that. It Follows, haven't seen, but I am interested, especially after hearing my friends talk about it and everything. The original TV miniseries, I'm gonna put it in near perfect must see, because It Chapter 1 is going in masterpiece. I am big on the It remake being better than the original TV miniseries. That's not to say anything bad about Tim Curry, because he made that miniseries so popular. Jeepers Creepers, everything aside from the behind the scenes drama and stuff, the movie itself is amazing. The Grudge, and I want to say that's Ju-on The Grudge, the original. I want to see it, but at the same time I don't, because I'm afraid that I'm just going to get bored of having to read. As bad as that sounds. Or the American dub won't sound quite as good.
Now the reason?
And 9, not interested. Once again, it's an alien film that just never caught my attention. Mandy, I'd never even heard of it. Martyrs, never heard of it. Midsommar. Oh, Midsommar. I'll throw it in A tier. I've watched it quite a few times, and I seem to notice something different each time. This one, never heard of. I think that says Mother. I've never heard of it. Cabin Fever, the original. It's gonna go in really good. The only thing I remember about that is the disease, and it had Sean from Boy Meets World. That's all I could tell you. Rocky Horror Picture Show, it has no place to go but masterpiece. Do not want to overlook something. Belladonna of Sadness, never even heard of it. Malignant, once again, I haven't seen it, but I am interested. It's one of those similar to Hereditary. Like, I'm just waiting to catch it on Netflix or something. Night of the Living Dead, one of the original zombie movies. It's going in masterpiece. It started the craze. Ouija, not my thing. I watched it and fell asleep during it. It just wasn't. It wasn't what I was expecting. The Crazies. It was fun. It was fun and entertaining. So I'll give it that. I know a lot of people who liked it. Young Frankenstein. It's gonna go in really good. Once again, I'm not gonna keep repeating myself on, how I feel about certain movies. American Werewolf in London. Near perfect, must see. The transformation, just to know that they did it all practically, was great. Woman in Black. I don't think I've seen this one. I want to say I have because I vaguely remember it, but I don't remember enough to have an opinion. Pan's Labyrinth. It's a masterpiece. I've heard people that I've worked with who went to film school who were shown that movie as, ways to frame your pictures and all that. Paranormal Activity really restarted the. No, I'm gonna put it in near perfect must see. It really restarted the whole found footage craze. So it can't be knocked for that. It wasn't the best movie ever, but it did help kickstart that genre. Or re-kickstart that genre, I should say. Poltergeist. The original, the good one. Going to masterpiece, without a doubt. Requiem. Haven't seen it, so I have no opinion. Rosemary's Baby. Near perfect must see. This video's been going on for so long that I'm just kind of cutting through on these. Saw 1. I'm going to say Saw 1 was near perfect just because of it was something so different and all of that. Saw 2 and 3 will both go in entertaining. No, they're gonna go in really good. They were. I enjoyed all the Saw films, but the first 3 were what really. They really took me by surprise and kept me wanting more. Scream, the first Scream, going in S tier. I didn't even realize it was on the list when I said something about it earlier. Sinister. Sinister was really good. We got a sequel that I thought was fun. I thought the sequel was good enough, and they could have kept it going, but other fans had different ideas. Silence of the Lambs. Go to Near Perfect. Silence of the Lambs. Jodie Foster was amazing. Anthony Hopkins, amazing as always. Tale of Two Sisters. Never seen it, no opinion. Tetsuo. Not necessarily, or not really interested. I'm not a big fan of Japanese horror. Now, the Americanized remakes I can deal with, but I've never been able to sit through a Japanese horror. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's going to A tier, Near Perfect. Oddly enough, I like Leatherface a lot more than I liked Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. The Birds. It was an entertaining watch one time through. Not necessarily my thing, but it was entertaining enough. Blair Witch Project, I'm putting it in Masterpiece, and it's one of those really divisive movies because not everybody liked it. Not everybody saw the genius behind it. Conjuring, I'm gonna say not my thing. Now I've thought about going back and watching it again just to give it a shot. However, I don't see myself enjoying it. The Descent, not my thing. Couldn't tell you one thing I remember from The Descent. Exorcist, it's gotta go in Masterpiece. It is a classic. As a matter of fact, I've still got the hoodie somewhere. The Fly, Masterpiece. One of the best body horror films of all time. The Grudge. The Grudge was fun. I'd say it's really good. The Nun, not interested. The Ring, Near Perfect, must see. I struggled watching The Grudge. The Ring, I don't know if it's because I was so much younger when The Ring came out, but it hooked me. The Ritual, I haven't seen it, so I have no opinion. Shining, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, rather. Masterpiece. You know, he was an asshole, but he knew how to make a movie. The Thing, while it wasn't my cup of tea, I'll say it was entertaining enough. The Wailing, haven't seen it, so no opinion. Train to Busan, no opinion, haven't seen it. Trick or Treat, I am going to say masterpiece. It takes a lot for a character to become a horror icon and not really do much in the movie. And that's exactly what that movie did for Sam. The little sackhead in that movie. Underworld, I'm gonna put it in in really good. I thoroughly enjoyed the first Underworld. Us, not really interested. I I've seen trailers for it. I've heard everything about it, and I'm just not that interested. Seven, it's a masterpiece. The Seven Deadly Sins. It's one of those concepts that you don't see that often. The Cube, never even heard of it. Dracula, I want to say, I can't tell if that's, I think that's the 96 Dracula. Something like that anyways. 98 maybe. Hell, I don't know. I don't know the years. Especially this early in the morning at 6 a.m. And I started this video probably about 5 a.m. Lake Mungo. This is one of those that I have not seen. I am interested in. I've read reviews and all of that. And I've just been looking for the time to sit down to watch it. REC. I've heard about it. I'm vaguely interested, but at the same time I'm not interested, if that makes sense. The Village. And this, it was entertaining enough. It was M. Night Shyamalan doing what M. Night Shyamalan does. But I also feel it was him trying to recapture his glory days of The Sixth Sense, which is coming up. Wolf Creek, I'm going to put in really good. It was a fun watch, not something I could sit there and watch all the time. Nosferatu, is this supposed to be the remake with what's his name up I can't even think of dude's name now. I don't know. Because I don't know which one that is, I'm wait, where did I'm going to I think that was the original remake. And I've never seen it, but it does interest me. The Collector, now I'll get a lot of hate for this one, but I'll throw that in must see. It was extremely fun. The Strangers, the original Strangers. It was entertaining. It loosely based on the Manson murders, so it was one of those that caught my attention right off bat because I am extremely interested in like true crime and stuff like that. So with it being loosely based on things of that nature, Babadook, I'm going to throw it in really good. It was fun, especially when it came out. My daughter was at that stage where she was talking to nobody. She was talking to imaginary friends and monsters and stuff like that. So it kind of creeped me out a little bit. I think that is The Taking of Deborah Logan. I think. Oh no, The Invisible Man. See, I am blind as a bat. Invisible Man, never seen it, have no opinion. Jaws, it's going in F tier. No, I'm playing. Of course not. It's going in masterpiece. Of course. Where else would Jaws go? Carrie. It is going in near perfect. Must see. One of my favorite Stephen King movies. The Omen. The original Omen. It's going to go in masterpiece. And anybody who doesn't think it is, like, they've been trying for so long to recapture the greatness of that movie. I want to say they've remade it 2 to 3 times already, and they just can't. They cannot capture what they had back then. House of a Thousand Corpses, I'm going to put in really good. I'm a big fan of Rob Zombie, be it his movies, his music, all of that. And House of a Thousand Corpses was just amazing. Misery, another one of my mom's favorite movies when I was growing up. And I liked it. I liked the premise. It's very creepy. Just not something I would sit there and watch every day. Lights Out. It was entertaining, but I liked the short film better. Tusk. Now, this could just be because I enjoy Kevin Smith's movies, but I'm throwing it in B. Really good. Once again, not something I can watch every day, but it is a fun watch. The Sixth Sense, it is a masterpiece for the ending alone and just the realization of what you've been watching. The Void, I've never even heard of it. White Noise, I'm gonna throw it in near perfect must see. It's one of those that really brought new questions to light, and I could be wrong, but it could have been the start of like new ghost hunting equipment where people use the spirit box and stuff like that. That's very much what it seems. Audition, I have heard a lot about this and I'm actually interested in it, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Japanese horror. I'm very interested in that. But anyways, that is the list of horror and uh, horror and thrillers. Do a quick scroll so you guys can see it again. I apologize for the video being so long. Thank you for sticking through. Make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button while you're there, and I will catch you all in the next one.